When someone's promises are about as trustworthy as a poorly made seatbelt from China, it can be really annoying and lead to significant problems. Gentlemen, you might waste a lot of time, money, energy, and worst case, even end up getting hurt. That's why it's crucial to notice the small hints before you believe what they're saying. Have you ever wondered why some people seem too good to be true? Well, you're not alone. We've all been there, intrigued by someone who appears perfect on the surface. But as we know them deeper, we realize there's more to the story than meets the eye. Today, we're going to uncover 6 subtle signs she might not be as genuine as she seems. Simply put, she is full of bullshit. Honesty and transparency form the bedrock of any relationship. They're the foundation upon which trust is built. Without them, we're left with a shaky structure that could crumble at any moment. Now, we're not saying everyone is deceptive, far from it. But wouldn't it be helpful to spot the signs early on, before you've invested your time and emotions? In relationships world, understanding these signs can be a game changer, a protective shield that saves you from unnecessary heartache. So buckle up and prepare for an enlightening journey. Now, let's discuss the first sign she's full of shit. Sign 1. She is an evasive artist. She can't answer your questions simply. Now, let's go deeper into this. We've all had conversations where the other person seems to be doing a verbal tango, dancing around the point. It's frustrating, isn't it? Well, often, people who are not being honest use this as a strategy. They'll avoid direct answers, using elaborate language that leaves you more confused than enlightened. She will change the subject or answer a question with another question. It's like she is playing hide and seek, but with words. She is being evasive. And why would she be evasive? You guessed it, because she doesn't want to tell the truth. She's hiding something, and her words are her smokescreen. So if you find her responses to your questions are more complex than a Rubik's Cube, take note. If she's dodging your questions, it is a subtle sign she's not being truthful. Sign 2. The attention seeker. She is the loudest person in the room. Now, we've all been there, haven't we? That one person who drowns out the murmur of the crowd with her booming voice or flamboyant gestures. But here's the kicker. Sometimes a loud personality is merely a smokescreen, a diversion, a shiny object designed to distract you from realizing that the person is, well, full of shit. It's like a magician's sleight of hand. Only in this case, the trick is all about hiding a lack of substance. Whether it's her incessant chatter, her braggadocious tales of grandeur, or her over-the-top laughter, it's all part of an elaborate performance. It's a show, a spectacle, an attempt to grab your attention and hold it hostage. But remember, just because someone is loud doesn't mean they have something meaningful to say. A loud presence might be masking a lack of truthfulness. Sign 3, the self-proclaimed saint. She goes out of her way to tell you she is a certain way. Now, we've all met people who are like open books. They'll tell you everything about themselves, even when you didn't ask. But here's the thing. People who are forthright and genuine usually let their actions speak louder than their words. They don't need to assert their qualities because they are evident in their behavior. On the flip side, those who are not so honest often feel the need to compensate. They might indulge in excessive self-praise or go on and on about their virtues. It's like they're trying to convince themselves as much as they are trying to convince you. A dash of humility goes a long way, but when the self-proclamation becomes a constant chorus, it's time to raise an eyebrow. Remember, gentlemen, actions always speak louder than words. So if she's constantly telling you who she is definitely hiding who she really is. Before we go into number 4, please take a moment to subscribe, like and click the notification bell for more contents like this and to join the soulful community. Now let's move on, gentlemen. Sign 4. She is all talk and no walk. You may have heard this phrase before. It's a classic. But what does it really mean? Well, imagine someone who's always making grand plans, promising the moon and the stars. But when it comes to delivering, there's always an excuse. She's always ready with a reason why she couldn't deliver on her promises or follow through on her plans. Now, we all fall short sometimes, life happens. But if you notice a pattern, if she's constantly making excuses instead of fulfilling her commitments, then it's time to step back and reassess. Gentlemen, this is a classic sign of someone who's full of, well, you know, this isn't about being perfect. It's about integrity, about being able to trust that what she says aligns with what she does. So if her actions don't match her words, it's a red flag. Sign 5. The overcompensator. She tries too hard to convince you. Now let's discuss in-depthly into the tricky world of overcompensation. It's a common trait amongst those who stretch the truth. They often go to great lengths to convince others of their story. They believe that by inundating you with excessive persuasion, unnecessary proof, or overly defensive behavior, they can make their falsehoods more believable. It's like a magician performing an overly complicated trick to distract you from the simple sleight of hand. So if you find her constantly providing you with unnecessary details, or getting defensive when you haven't even questioned her, take a step back. There's a good chance she's not just trying to convince you, but herself as well. The truth is self-evident and doesn't require such theatrics. So remember, if she's trying too hard to convince you, she might be trying to convince herself. Sign 6, the drama queen. She's always the victim. As we go deeper into the realm of deception, we encounter a common tactic employed by those who shy away from the truth, playing the victim. This is not to say that every time someone is a victim, they're lying. But if you notice a pattern where she's always the one wronged, always the one at a disadvantage, and never the one responsible, it's time to raise an eyebrow. This strategy serves a dual purpose, gaining sympathy and evading accountability. It's a clever way to divert attention from their misdoings and onto their supposed hardships. If she's constantly being victimized in every scenario, it might be time to question the authenticity of her narrative. Remember, honesty is the best policy. Don't fall for the victim card at all. Until next time, stay soulfully synergized, gentlemen.